everybody, my name is Nozibele Kamgana Mayaba. Welcome to Don't Hold Back. This is where we say it loud. We have an amazing show coming up for you. So listen, when I started my journey, I never actually consider myself as a content creator, because back then it was all about beauty. And listen, I can barely draw an eyebrow straight. And as you can see, even now, they're not sisters, they are distant cousins, but that's not the point. That's neither here or there. But as I grew in my journey, particularly when it comes to YouTube and meeting other content creators, I actually started realizing this is a full-time job for many people. And I've had conversations where, where does it start? Where does it end? Can I do this full-time like others? And I want to dwell on this conversation with an amazing and special friend of mine. She is an Instagram drama queen. Okay, she is a vlogger. Let me just make a note. I was told to say this. She has 2 shows. Oh. Okay. Can I finish my introduction without being interrupted? Okay. She has 2 TV shows. Okay. Let's just make that known. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Naledi Malela.
Oh my gosh, hi, I'm so happy to be here.
Oh, no. You're not going to go that. You are screaming and becoming the life of the party, and you are using now your professional voice.
No, the thing is, I was using my professional voice because I really just wanted to kind of get into the element of it, All right, did you want me to go? Yes, I hope everybody's doing well. It's your ultimate fave, Naledi Malela, known as Naledi. I'm official with 2 TV shows on channel. Oh, is that what you wanted me to do? I didn't know. You didn't brief me.
I'm already overwhelmed. So if you're also overwhelmed, it's fine. Okay? Listen, hi.
Hi, how
are you?
I'm doing really, really well. I'm really excited to be here
on
your show.
I'm so happy to you here.
Honestly, when I heard Don't Hold Back with Nosy, I was like, oh, no. No.
Listen, we already spent 3 days together in Ghana.
Of not holding back?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Literally. Not
so I wasn't
back.
actually sure. This was the first interview where when someone called me and said to me, hey, we've got an interview with Nozibele. I was like, wait, hold on. I need a debrief of those questions. I need to know what's going to be asked, because Don't Hold Back it's not looking good.
We're not holding back, okay?
No, we're not holding back.
We're going to dive into the topic
right.
for today. But then there's a segment on the show where I ask my guests to bring in a snack.
Okay.
So I'm very interested. What did you bring?
So,
don't go into why, because we're going to get into it later on the show.
Oh, we're going to get into it later.
What is it first?
So these are salami sticks that I got from Woolies. There was a point where salami sticks came out and it was all I was ever eating on my YouTube videos.
Okay.
So they're really sentimental.
Okay, we're going to get into that. I've never
Are we supposed to eat one?
We are going to eat both. Yeah. I've never had salami sticks. This is going to be my first time.
Really?
Yes.
That's good. They're delicious.
I'm quite
You've been
scared.
missing out.
Okay. I hope they're nice.
Mara, you eat biltong, but you haven't tried salami sticks?
Biltong, I really like biltong.
They are nicer, in my opinion.
Okay, whatever. Listen. We've had this conversation, and I want to have this conversation more in depth.
Right.
We are both content creators. The only difference is that I do it as a part-time, so I have a full-time 9 to 5,
right,
and I do content creation on my spare time. You, on the other hand, you do content creation full-time.
Full-time.
Where did it start for you?
Ooh, this one is a bit interesting because it was my 21st birthday. And my dad said, no, you're not getting street bash with the key and everything. He decided to take me to Zanzibar. So he said, go with the best friend and your sister's going to be there with her best friend to chaperone you.
Okay.
So I used to watch a lot of content in high school shortly after my mom died, because I had to transition and I moved in with my dad. So I didn't have friends in Alberton, the slums. Right? So I didn't have friends that side, and I would watch a lot of content, and I just became really obsessed with watching makeup YouTubers.
Okay.
But then the only problem was I couldn't relate because a lot of the products were American. So your Elf beauties, your NARS makeup, your this, and I'm like, I'm not going to find this at Discam and Clicks, right? So my sister and I one day decided in November that the best thing to do would be to start our own sister YouTube channel.
Okay.
And that's how Beauty Corner SA came about.
Okay.
And then over the years, I realized that as much as I love beauty, it's not who I am, which is why in essence I came here today makeup free. I wanted to be bare and not hold back, right? And my sister and I separated channels. She then focused on what she was passionate about, which was, your skincare, your deco, your living large. And then I was more comedy.
Yes.
I really wanted to make my YouTubers feel like I can relate.
Yeah.
So I started doing story times and they took off really, really well. And one of the other elements was mukbangs. I started eating on camera. And then everybody was like, wow, man, this girl's really interesting. She's funny. And I was like, I mean, I've been new that, but thanks, guys.
Oh my God.
So I just dived into it throughout the COVID period, and that's when my YouTube career took off during COVID.
But what made you, like, anyone else can relate to your story who's in content creation.
Right.
That, I also started the same, I started doing videos here and there. But I guess my thing is, and I would love to hear also your dad's reaction in terms of, you're going to do this full time. What made you make that point that I'm not going to go into corporate, I'm not going to go into a full-time 9-to-5 job. This is going to be my job. And how was that transition for you?
So I actually did want to go into corporate.
Okay.
So I studied all the way to master's level. I've got my MBA.
Yes, I
did my
know.
honors. So essentially, I wanted to be part of the marketing team. I wanted to get into that space. And the only issue was that I would get like small part-time jobs. Like I've worked for some of the best agencies right now, influencer marketing agencies, as a marketing assistant, and it didn't work out. And then I worked for a power management firm. So like I was there.
Yeah.
And then that didn't work out. But then I went to go work for my dad in construction. And then he fired me. Then I realized, me.
Okay, wait. You're not just going to go bypass that.
Oh.
Why were you fired this time?
You know what? Sometimes you gotta put parents on blast. He fired me, okay? Hey, and I hope he's watching because you did me a solid, but don't forget that you fired me. So I was coming late to work, man. I wasn't passionate about it. I think it's because I didn't know what I wanted to do. I was good at school, marketing, but when it came to the real life world, going to corporate 9-to-5, all the spaces I was placed in, I wasn't happy.
Yeah.
I wasn't given the ability to really showcase my marketing skills. So I went to go work for my dad whilst I was looking for another job.
Okay.
And one day he walked in, I kind of moseyed in at 8:20, and you're supposed to be at work like 7:45, 8 o'clock. And he was like, it's funny because you think that this is your company, né? But it's not. So do me a favor, why don't you pack up your stuff? And don't call us, we'll call you. We'll let you know when to come back. And then I was like, I'm leaving. I don't need you. I got me. I swear. And then I did videos the whole time. Later on that year, I was making like 3, 4, 5,000 rand. And he's like, what is this YouTube thing that you're doing? Tell me more about it. I swear.
Okay.
I swear. Oh, he fired me. Oh, and I want the whole world to know. Like, guys, don't be confused. That man, I didn't even get to write a resignation letter. I didn't even say I would like to formally with immediate effect. They didn't even give me a letter that, hey, you're not coming back. I didn't get my UIF, my pension, my grant. I got nothing. They were just like, just
to
go.
be fair, I would have fired you as well. I would have. Now listen, now you're fired and you don't have a job. So let me do this YouTube thing. And then when did you start realizing, oh, okay, there's money here? Because I think that's where I'm at. And then I feel like there's some kind of security that I need to have in terms of, okay, I need to make sure that this YouTube thing or the content creation or the influencer work is going to give me X amount of money every month.
Right.
Then I'll do it full time. With you, was that the case where, okay, I can see there's money here, so this is where I'm going to invest more of my time, my talent, my skills?
No. When I did YouTube, it was the passion for video content creation. I knew there was money, and I knew that YouTube was a long game. So I researched YouTube for a long time prior to jumping into it. And when I did the videos, I saw everything kind of taking off. Pella, we got monetized years ago.
Right.
Yeah, we got monetized in around 2016, 17, my sister and I, because we had hit the threshold, which was 4,000 watch hours or 1,000
subscribers, yeah.
And then automatically get monetized. So when we split channels, I took the channel that was already there, because she decided to start her own channel, do her own thing, whatever the case may be. So to say that I didn't know about the potential of YouTube would be incorrect.
Okay.
But I wasn't doing it for the money at the time.
Okay.
It was just when COVID hit and everybody was just indoors all the time that people just started watching my content a lot more.
Yeah.
And then when I got to the August, September, October of that year, of COVID year, it was my first time realizing that I had made like 8,000 rand from YouTube. And I was like, hey, man, hey, I mean, I'm rich now. I can move out. I don't even need you guys. I was like, you know what? Peace out. It's okay. I don't need you. I've got me.
Yeah.
Me, myself, and I, my money. And then I heard about this thing called Vlogtober and Vlogmas. Now, this is where you vlog every day during December and vlog every day in October, which I've done right now. That December, you guys in January, when you are just struggling, scrambling, man, I made like 30,000 rand. I was walking around going, I won't blow it. Trust me, I got this. I'm being so serious.
This is how I made my money.
I mean, guys, you know, I can understand that you guys are really suffering financially. Just know that times never last.
Yeah.
Tough people do. Here's 50 rand. Go buy yourself a 6-pack Yana.
Oh my goodness. You know what?
I was like crip walking. January, me.
And I'm sure that's when you're like, actually, if I invest more time, imagine how much money I can make.
Oh, no, yes. I was getting the biggest piece of meat at home.
Okay.
Like, I was walking in there and I was like, no. I don't want the leg. I want the thigh. Okay. And whoever needs some help financially, I won't be there to help you. But it changed the scope of things for me. That's when I realized, oh, no, man, I don't have to kind of work. I want to work on my YouTube. And the thing about me is that I was very transparent in terms of telling subscribers that, guys, this is how much I made. This is what's happening. This is how you can do it as well. And then people are like, Nelly, you made that much. And I'm like, if I'm making this much, how much are our counterparts making? Your La Caesars, your Mac Cheese, your Michaelis, how much are they making?
Yeah.
No, man.
Imagine if I invest more. Now, listen.
Exactly.
With you, I've spoken also to like a variety of content creators.
Right.
With you, one may say, but then she's now a full-time content creator.
Right.
But then over time, she has that backing of she could literally own her own business or even go back to corporate,
right.
Because she has the qualifications to do so. I've spoken to guys that have, engineering backgrounds and
right.
they're now full-time content creators. But let me talk about someone who actually just got out of school, past grade 12. They don't necessarily are looking for the more academic, skill, going to university. They want to do this full time. How important do you feel like it is? It's important to have that background that you have, that academic background, or can you still make it even without it?
Look, the truth is, I advocate for education, right? I have never used realizing how well social media is going. I never let that deter me because essentially I wanted to have my master's. I wanted to go to school. And I'm not going to lie and say that it hasn't helped me because it's kind of catapulted me into understanding how to market myself as an individual. Now, I understand marketing from a corporate and strategic point of view, but also digital marketing came in. And one of the reasons that I studied so far was because a lot of my thesis and dissertations were involved around the importance of social media.
Yeah.
But then for me, it was doing it in real time, understanding how to infuse that into my career. So I would never advocate for people not to go to school, irrespective of whether, yes, you can blow up and things can be great and, you might take off, you might be a TikTok star. I think one of the disappointing things is that a lot of people, when they see their careers take off on social media, they drop out of school. And anybody who follows me knows how much I advocate against that.
Yeah.
You can still have that career, but just have something to lean back on.
Okay.
Just then study what you're passionate about.
Yeah.
You like branding and strategy, then do brand strategy and marketing or whatever. Do anything, Because the thing is, a lot of people who end up in the YouTube space, they never actually wanted to start off as YouTubers. But then there are some people who want to be like TikTok stars and stuff. And that's perfectly fine. It's a career now. We've showcased how this can be a career. But don't let that deter you from having some sort of background that can help push you even further.
Yeah. The conversations that we've also had between you and once again, other content creators is the stigma of being a YouTuber, right? You walk into a room, oh yeah, YouTuber, but what I love about it is how we have literally changed the game. Because for us, YouTube was only just like a step on the door. And literally, it opened so many other opportunities.
Right.
And as I've said earlier on, literally, I was only going to do like one video, and that was me coming out video.
Really?
Yes, because back then I'm like, this is not my space. YouTube is all about, makeup and all of those things, the mithalis.
Yeah,
And I'm
yeah.
like, there was no one that was doing more or less like the content that I was creating.
True.
Similar now, right?
True.
But then when I look back and how I was able to still change the game, like within my own niche,
Exactly.
it still like baffles me. Then I went into TV creation or TV show hosting.
Congratulations on that, by the way, on the
Thank
Honey TV,
you.
guys.
Then podcasts, other business ventures, influencing work. I think I would love for you to touch on that in terms of how it has changed, YouTube or content creation has changed your life, and how it has opened up more opportunities. What has happened beyond, I just wanted to do, story time and I just wanted to eat on camera. What else has changed?
So a lot has changed. Excuse me, guys. Like, I woke up feeling a little bit under the weather today, but I really wanted to give my best. So a lot has changed in a good way. I'm not going to lie. I think the same, you and I, we have a similar experience where we started off on YouTube. I mean, you came out about your experiences, and I was trying to find, I guess I could say, trying to help people get away from their current situations. COVID had affected people's careers, their jobs, their mental state, their families, People were stuck inside, and people felt like you need a release. And when I did the story times, the element of it was to help people get away from their current state of mind. So it's changed everything for the best. I'd be lying if I said that YouTube opened up my career in television.
Yeah.
And I never saw that coming. And
Right.
it started off as just genuine collabs with people. I would do a lot of sip and spills. I would ask them questions. I mean, a lot of the content that you see on my channel, the questions, I come up with that myself.
Yeah.
I really kind of tailor it down to the guest that is there with me. And I moved away from the makeup space. I even did collaborations with people who are not in the makeup space, because I wanted to identify myself as a multifaceted, my dad always says is the jack of all trades, the master of none. I wanted to be a master of all my trades. I wanted to be good at mukbangs, good at story times, good at collaborations, just giving the best in what I do. And that's how maybe the presenting skill aspect came about. So it changed my life. It's still changing my life as we speak. I'm still very much devoted to the platform. I still identify as a YouTuber more than I do as a TV personality. I still identify as a YouTuber over an influencer, and I wanted to remain that way for the rest of my career.
You know what I appreciate about you, and I don't think I've told you this before, is that how once again, when I came into the space, I wanted someone that I could relate to.
Right.
And I felt like that's why I sometimes have a tough time going to some events with content creators. Because I'm like, okay, I used to see you on YouTube and I don't know what I'm going to say to you. Literally, I remember this one event I went to, I left 10 minutes, 15 minutes into the event because I was like, I don't belong here. But the minute I met you, I'm like, oh my goodness, she's exactly how I imagined. The loud laugh, no care in the world what people think about her. She is just her. And that's like my brand as well. That there's nothing behind this. You're going to get the loud laugh. You are going to
you're gonna hear what's on my mind.
Yes, she's gonna walk in and she's going to be the life of the party, right? She's gonna speak to everyone.
Exactly.
And that's what I love about you. You are so real. You're so emphatic, and I think that's what your subscribers also appreciate about you.
To be honest, you touched on something that I think maybe we share, let's call it trauma bonds. But there was one event that I went to, a beauty event, and at the time I was still a small fish in a big pond. And it still hurts me to talk about, but it's one of the things that made me realize that I'm not meant to be in those spaces.
Yeah.
It was a lot of beauty influencers, beauty YouTubers, and there's a lot of competition where there's a lot of condescending behaviors and natures around it. Even now, because when I went to that event 3 years ago, I'm telling you guys, okay? I went in there and I was like, you know what? I'm going to have to leave here before I start using, profanities. And I just felt so isolated.
Yeah.
Like, I think people thought, she's so loud, she's so crass, she's so this. And as much as you're just like, I don't care, it hurts you nonetheless.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
So then I started moving into what I liked. And I found people like you, my tribe. I mean, you could have asked me to do this interview in Pumalanga and I would have, I would have been on my way.
Oh.
So it's nice now to be in a space where I'm invited and I'm around people that I feel connect with me and I get along with you. And we're in one house and it's going to be so loud, but it's going to be two people who are just authentic and real with each other.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that. And I still want to keep that element on my channel.
Okay. Listen, you're going to make me very emo.
You still owe me a collab though, guys.
You know what?
Just wanna get it out
Listen.
there. She
Oh my
owes me a
goodness. Okay,
collaboration.
let us move along. I'm going to be doing rapid fire questions.
What's rapid fire? Ooh.
So I'm going to ask you a couple of questions. Don't
Okay.
think about it.
Okay.
And the first thing that comes into your mind.
Okay.
Okay. What do you prefer? An expensive gift or a homemade gift?
Oh, no. No. Don't make anything from scratch. Just go to the shop. Okay? No. It's the thought that counts, but what I actually thought about is that I want an expensive gift. Sorry.
My goodness. I knew that was coming.
I know, dude.
Anyway.
Then they make you a cake and it doesn't even taste good. Just go to Chateau. Sorry.
Okay, second question. Would you rather be I know this answer to this one. Would you rather be a master of one skill or be a master in 10?
Definitely a master in 10. Don't forget, guys, YouTuber, influencer, influencer. I'm really funny. I'm also talented. And I'm educated.
Oh my
Ooh, yeah.
goodness. Anyway,
Okay.
Choose one. Oh Lord. Winning the lottery or finding your soulmate?
Oh, winning the lottery. It's okay. Hey, no, in this lifetime, there's no need for soulmates, guys. We've already got a pandemic, and men sometimes can be the pandemic. So,
You know what? I cannot. Can we end this podcast?
No,
this
it's
is
okay.
it.
10 million or a man who's going to bother you 3 times a week, keeps the toilet seat up. Sometimes we're going to have a fight about his phone. I'm sorry, dude. Give me the lottery.
I apologize beforehand.
Yeah.
Would you rather change the outcome of the latest election or get to decide the outcome of the next election?
Okay, now that's caught me off guard. No. The next election, obviously.
Okay.
You can just rig the boxes, swap them
my
up,
goodness.
do this. No, I mean, obviously, if I could have it my way, I'd elect myself. But hey,
Hi.
I'd make a good president.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I'm begging them. So.
That is why you're not. Last question. Pick one. Be the world's best singer or the world's best dancer?
Can I be the world's best comedian? I mean, Trevor Noah is almost a billionaire, bro. I feel like I'm funny. I could give Celeste and Julia a run for her money.
Anyway, you know what? It's very funny that I knew exactly what you're going to say before I even asked those questions.
Dude, we've already got the Mariah Careys. I
Let's
can't.
get along. Okay. So there are, teenagers, young people that are watching your channel.
Right.
And I never realized this up until I'll go to schools and I'm like, oh my goodness, do you also watch my channel?
Yes.
And you don't realize the impact that you have. Would you advise, young people to venture into this industry?
Honestly, and I'm going to be as honest as I possibly can, I would, but I would also advise them to walk in with caution.
Okay.
The younger we are, we're very naive, we're bright-eyed, We're seeing the good elements of social media, but the good comes with the bad. And we don't talk about the bullying and stuff that we experience on the side. And it kind of forces us to really shield ourselves and not say, you can't just say one day, oh, no, guys, don't go on here. It's very toxic, whatever. You don't want to crush someone's dreams. But I would honestly advise people, get onto the space, but also it requires you to have thick skin, and sometimes it's not fair because not everybody's as strong as us.
Yeah.
Some people, it could be fatal. One person could get bullied so much and it could be fatal.
Yeah.
And I think that's the dangers of social media that scare me into just telling young women to jump into it, because it's not easy. Even I've had my breakdowns on my channel.
Yeah.
I've cried. I've told people I don't want to do this anymore. It's not, I don't know.
Listen,
I don't know.
So when I started sharing different aspects of my life, I guess to some degree I did understand that I'm really opening up my life to other people.
Yeah.
But then at the end of the day, I'm like, no, this is actually for a good cause, because people can learn from my mistakes. They can learn like a number of things from our story, you know, my husband and I. But I didn't realize that, hey, it can be a little bit too much. What I mean about that is that people don't have boundaries.
No, they don't. People think they're entitled to.
Yeah, I'm like, guys, I mean, for example, I'll just meet, or let's say I'm having an important meeting
Right.
with an MD of so-and-so.
Right.
And then someone just walks in, hey, no, I'm like, I'm in a meeting, right? And then you trend on social media about, oh, she's very rude. And, or you get bullied for one thing over the other, without people actually understanding the dynamics or the complexities or just the nature of the relationship that you have either with your partner or the rest of the family.
Exactly.
I've had to create boundaries over the years. So one of the things that I've mastered this so much. They know me already. I don't engage. None.
Me, I'll engage. I even want to
No.
tell Casper to open up the ring. Me and somebody
No.
need to get in there.
No.
But let's
Here's the
say
thing,
Cass.
because you know why I'm saying that? It's because
Right.
I've actually realized that now, because they know that you are going to engage, they do it on purpose.
They bait you.
Because they know, but it's now not going to be concentrated on what they did, but it's going to be a response.
It's going to be lady, why did you do that?
Lavi, you say something, I see the comment, I block.
Ooh.
Remove and block, and then it pisses them off more.
No, definitely. I mean, I'm from the East Rand, guys, born and bred in Sprayed View.
So you engage?
I know. Me, I said, let's meet at the street corner after school. It's after school. Whatever you want to say to me. I'll sing his way.
Now, lady,
Askis?
doesn't it take more of you?
I mean, obviously it did back then when I had nothing to lose. The thing is, these people are engaging with us because they have
Correct.
nothing to lose, but they know that we have everything to
Yeah.
lose. So, yes, I've gotten to a point where I can't comment anymore.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just sit there, like I put myself in straight jacket format, switch off my phone and go, it's going to be over tomorrow. There'll be another situation tomorrow. Don't engage.
I've had those.
But I want to.
I've had those.
I think I've always told myself I want to be as calm and as calculating as Bonang Mateba is.
Yeah.
Bonang doesn't engage
That's where I'm coming
anything.
from.
Anything.
Listen.
But then there'll be that one day where she says
that
something like,
1%.
wow. and you'll just know that, yeah, man. Because nobody can actually take the situation for granted. With us, yes, there are a lot of misinformed and misconceptions about who people think we are. Sometimes people take one moment where you're upset and use it as leverage to say, I know, lo silelo.
There's one thing that basically also motivated me in this block and move on.
Right.
It's the incident with Will Smith and Chris Rock at the Oscars.
Oh, wow,
earlier
really?
this year. And what Denzel Washington said to Will Smith, that at your highest moment, be careful, because that's when the devil comes for you.
Yeah, that's true.
Because every time, I mean, we've trended on Twitter, we have trended on Facebook.
Yo.
Like, guys, people saying the most disgusting things, and I'm like, Lord, this is not why I started, this whole journey. So I don't realize where this is coming from, and I'm not someone who's very malicious or anything like that. I want to believe like I have a good spirit, I love people. This is all. So I don't understand where I will get these attacks. But I actually realized, man, it's distractions.
It is.
It's distractions for you to actually get away from what you were destined, or your purpose.
That's so true.
I know I'm sounding like philosophical and everything like that, but literally I'm like, you know what?
Right.
I'm out. I'm not gonna make you feel better.
Nosy,
by engaging.
You know what happened to me this year.
I know.
You know that, this year I was like, it's getting hot. But a lot of people they will support you as long as you're not doing better than them.
Yeah.
And once you kind of start transcending to a point where you are becoming more out of their reach, you're no longer as accessible, you're no longer as down to earth as they want you to be, that's when like the real kind of hatred starts forming. I mean, I, guys, pride myself. And I pride myself on being an active member of the Black Twitter community, okay? On Sundays, when a topic is roasting in the oven, I'm there. 7 colors and everything, communicating.
Yeah.
Until it's me.
That's the thing.
It's just like, oh, because I thought we were a team. But I thought we were a family.
No, that's the thing, Lavi. Didn't you think the tables are going to turn?
No, I knew they were going to turn, but I didn't think they were going to turn on me. Do you think that I thought they were going to turn on me?
No, baby. From the start,
I've seen people say the worst things about me, and to a certain degree, I had to sit and ask myself, am I really this person? Because you're seeing different falsifying moments of me, where I'm involved in a certain show, and like things are just being made to make me look like a bad person. And now you're sitting there because you signed the release form, and you're just like, oh my God. I think I was in a depressive state for about 3 weeks, a month, and it was bad. It definitely landed me in a very bad situation in the hospital. You know, like your anxiety peaks, and I think this year was the turning point for me. That one, do I really want to encourage people to jump into the space after I've seen what it's like to go through things like this? I don't want people to just think, oh my God, YouTube is the answer. Yeah. YouTube comes with its perks, but it also comes with its cons. It's social media in general. Yeah. The criticism.
I'm going to say this one thing that I heard also.
Right.
Because I listened to a number of things and I'm like, this makes sense.
Yeah.
So there's this one talk that TD Jakes did with Stephen Furtick, right?
Okay.
So out of, like, there's a whole almost 2 hours of them talking, but I literally only like remember 2 minutes of it.
Right.
He says, TD Jakes says there was a point where he took his son, I just forgot the name of the place, but it's literally at the northern part of Africa, where it meets the southern part of Europe.
So like the equator.
No. So there's just the northern part of Africa meeting the southern part of Europe. And literally between the two continents, I think there's about 10 kilometers between them. Okay. So he says people can take like a ferry to the other side and all of those things. So he says he took now, so that because you can see both continents from at that point in time. So they took now the son up to the mountain to see both continents, to see the space.
That's so sweet.
So as they were going up, the tour guide says, you know what? There's an interesting story about the monkeys, right? So the monkeys were jumping on the car. He says when the monkeys started migrating from Africa to Europe, right? The weather will be so bad that their tails will freeze off. The monkeys' tails would freeze off. Okay. But here's an interesting thing. He says when the monkeys now started birthing their own children, the monkeys or baby monkeys that did not have tails, because they're already accustomed to the weather there. They were already accustomed to the weather. They had gotten used to, they were exposed enough to the weather that they knew the environment already. Okay. Here's where he was going. If you get exposed to something long enough, you will freeze your tail off. If you get exposed to something long enough, you will freeze your tail off. So if you simplify it into grade 4 English, what he's saying is, if you are in the space that we're in, and there's a lot of like negativity, we're gonna freeze off that element of caring. You will freeze your read the Bible. Tail off. That changed the game for me forever.
I mean, I just thought that obviously they say no gluttony. No. And the thing is, I eat a lot. So if you say no gluttony, and I'm a bit greedy, so I was like,
can you imagine trying to convince someone? Can you imagine trying to convince someone that you've never met that you actually know, I'm actually really a good person? Someone that you've never met. Yeah, no. That has so much to say about you. From little snippets that they can put together in their heads. You waste your time trying to convince them otherwise that, no, actually, I'm this person. I'm not going to do that. Freeze your tail off.
Freeze your tail off. Sounds a little bit... if you say for this, like to someone and it's just like saying, "Oh, you're so mean," and freeze your tail off.
What? Are you swearing at me?
Take it how you see fit.
Now,
that's actually a good analogy.
No, freeze it.
That's such a good analogy.
Naledi, I could never. Like, it hurts. It doesn't mean that it doesn't hurt. I'm human. I don't want it to take away the humanness of the fact that we feel things hurt us. They do. But I won't give you the satisfaction of actually thinking that you know more about me than I do about myself.
True.
I've been through so much that you don't even aware of to get me where I'm at.
Exactly.
For even the things that you see as accomplishments, for me to be even sitting here, you do not know what I had to sacrifice. So I won't be able to explain that to you.
That's true. I guess I come from a family of love and communication. And a lot of the time when people have so much bad to say about you, you want to defend that.
Yeah.
You want to say, guys, I swear this is not the situation. But you're right. I think our careers have kind of edged us to freeze our tails off and focus on the end goal. And I think that's where I am. I think that's what this year has taught me. My circle of friends has become smaller.
Yeah.
What I engage with on social media has really been limited. You know, I just focus on what's in front of me and what I'm trying to attain. And a lot of the time before I got to the stage, before I got to the things have to hurt me for me to wake up, there was a lot of naivety. I was like, no, man, someone wouldn't do me like this.
Yeah.
Everybody's my best friend. And I'm just like,
They do.
hey, Naledi, I love you so much.
Listen, before we end of the show,
Gosh, we're going to eat?
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay, so you're saying what's the story behind the sticks?
I've got nothing for you. Let's just eat them. I'm joking. When they came out is when my whole story time element was around and I really started eating salami sticks. I think at some point I started a little mini trend of like my subscribers saying we love salami sticks.
Okay.
So we're going to keep to... I could have said a seafood boil, but we would have been eating for like 45 minutes.
I know. I'm going to...
I love seafood. They're really good.
Okay. Right, they're not bad. Shame.
Okay.
It does actually taste like biltong.
These are really good.
Oh, no, it does like biltong.
They're healthy.
They are?
No.
Okay.
I've got nothing else to say about them. They're just really good. They're really tasty.
Okay.
And I love them. I really enjoy these.
Okay, good. Anyway, listen.
You literally only had one bite.
I'm going to have one later on. I just want to finish the show.
Our friendship is on the line.
I'm going to have one. You're going to see. Okay. Last words. Where to from here, babe?
After I finish chewing. Okay. Oh my gosh, that's so good. What was the question?
I cannot. Let me ask you again.
From here?
Yeah. So where to from here with the Naledi M brand?
If there's one thing I thank my parents for is that they gave me my name. Like I stand true in my name. And Naledi M is going to be a big brand. Naledi M has finally found a purpose. Naledi M is going to shine like the star she was meant to be. I don't want to give away too much too soon, but I will tell you that in about a year or two from now, Naledi will definitely be like an international household name.
Yes, lovely.
Just being Naledi.
Very important.
Shining bright like a diamond. Like Rihanna said it.
Yes.
Like, I'm excited about what my career has in store for me, but I'm more so grateful to those who stuck beside me and said, keep going, keep pushing.
Yeah.
Now I'm pushing for every girl out there who's loud, has a very corny laugh, tells jokes and stories, and doesn't allow herself to fit into a box. Everything I'm doing now is for those women out there.
I love it. I'm so excited for you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming through.
Oh,
this has been lovely.
Thank you so much. I did. I mean, eat that salami stick.
I will.
But no, I had a great time.
Anyway, thank you so much, babe. Thank you once again for coming through.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
That is where we leave it for today, guys. What an amazing, amazing conversation. You can catch this episode and many others on wherever you get your podcasts or on YouTube. This is Don't Hold Back, where we say it loud, a collaboration between Deutsche Welle, Jacaranda FM, and East Coast Radio. My name is Nozibele Kamgana Mayaba. Until next time, bye. Don't hold back. Say it loud.